Hello, everyone, and welcome to this month's episode of 7 on Travel. For this month's episode, we are providing you a sizzle reel of the best moments from each of us that shows our expertise and knowledge as professional travel advisors and leaders in the travel industry. We're sure you may be asking, why a sizzle reel? It's because we have all gotten back out there and are traveling again, as an example to you that it can be done and done safely, and you can still enjoy a great travel experience, especially while capacities are low. So sit back, relax, and watch our top travel ideas and information for 2022.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this month's episode of 7 on Travel. I am Michelle Pate from Surf City Cruise and Travel, and today we are diving into all things Mexico. This is such a diverse country, from art to architecture, from mariachi to museums, from sprawling contemporary urban areas to centuries-old colonial cities. Mexico has it all. When people think of Mexico, they think of tacos and tequila, laying on the beach along that gorgeous Caribbean Sea, or maybe sipping cocktails by the pool. But friends, Mexico has more to offer than that. It has so much more. For example, did you know that not all museums in Mexico are housed in impressive buildings? For one museum, you might want to don a mask and snorkel or even some scuba gear and head under the water to Musa, Cancun's underwater museum, which features more than 500 life-sized statues connecting the waters from Cancun to Isla Mujeres. These installations have gone in over a number of years, and there's everything from a Volkswagen to a group of people who are, the collective name of this group of people is We Are the Reef. And that is because this installation was put in this area under the sea to promote and to develop coral and marine life in the.
Oh, that's so cool.
Okay.
I did not know about that.
I didn't either.
My favorite installation name there is the Dream Collector, and that's because when we travel, I love the fact that we are collecting dreams to remember, around the Thanksgiving table for years and years to come. It's an incredible thing, and when you go there with your friends or family, or how about if you go there with your kids, how about that essay they're going to write that says, this is what I did on my family vacation this year. Pretty special.
That's impressive.
But did you know that Musa is not the only way to make discoveries underground in this part of Mexico? These beauties right here behind me are cenotes. They are underground rivers that were discovered when the limestone ground above them gave way to show these underground caves or caverns, and they are incredible. You can swim in a cenote, you can snorkel in a cenote, but my husband is a PADI certified diver, and one of his favorite types of dives to do is in a cenote. These beautiful underground rivers, as they were, are on private property as a rule. And how would you go on one? Well, you might find them at your resort. There are resorts that have cenotes on property. Or if you want to do a dive in one of these, join a dive excursion to a cenote, where you will have the fee to get into this private cenote will be included. Also, by the way, this is not warmed by the sun water. So this water is underground. It's typically about 68 degrees year round. So might be a little uncomfortable for some of us to like go in an hour in that water. So they include a wetsuit as part of your excursion cost. Also, we're going in a cave, right? So it's going to be dark. So you're going to have a flashlight. That's also going to be included. So you've got your fee is taken care of, your wetsuit is taken care of, your flashlight is taken care of. How are you going to find your way around this cave? The caves have a system of colored ropes where you, at the entrance, you take your colored rope. Let's say your group is red. You take your red colored rope and you follow your guide, by the way, stay with your guide. You stay with your guide going through all the different caverns. You start at the entrance, your rope makes its way all the way back to the entrance again, and there you are. And by the way, these caves used to be dry caves. So have you ever been to like Carlsbad Caverns or Mammoth Caves where you see stalactites and stalagmites?
Yeah.
These caves may have these features. And my husband is he's a cave guy, and he just loves going in these. He said his very favorite moments when he is in a cenote are the ones basically like you see right here, when they go from the part of the cave where it's been dark and you're just looking around with your flashlight. When you come out into the open where you see the light streaming in, where these rays are streaming in, he said it is nothing less than surreal. He loves this place. He said, where there's light, there is life. And this is where you'll find, you see the plant growth that's in here. Maybe you're going to see tree roots or vines or some of these lily pads. There's a lot of lily pads in Cenotes. Fish on one of his dives. You know the spa fish, the spa pedicure you can get at the resort or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So there were spa fish here. They were nibbling on my heels. So
oh my gosh.
So the cenote, it's really, we're talking unique experiences today. And whether you swim or snorkel, or if you are a diver, you can have a truly unique dive experience in a cenote. So that's it for my unique experiences today. We'll discover more another day. But for now, Viva Mexico!
I'm here to talk with you about expedition cruising in particular. So let's start with what an expedition cruise is not. Now, if you're thinking about the Explorer Magellan and the crew of the Santiago lined up for the ship's midnight buffet, that's not correct. If you're also thinking about being served dried salt cod and hardtack at the captain's welcome dinner, that's not it either. But you should know that an expedition cruise format is not for everyone. If you are looking for what typically occurs on a more traditional cruise, look elsewhere. If, however, you are open to exploration and adventure and an off-the-beaten-path destination, then you are a candidate for an expedition cruise. So, what's the difference, you ask? Well, instead of a cruise director and a staff, the expedition ships are led by expedition teams with a team leader and sometimes support staff of naturalists, science-oriented guest lecturers, and they give presentations on politics, culture, history, geology, geography, ecology, anthropology of that vessel's destinations. Some of these lines, and was touched on before, even employ professional photographers to help you take outstanding pictures of that wildlife and scenery that's there. And yes, there's some entertainment thrown in to keep things from getting, too serious. But education about the world around us and our relationship to it is the premise of these types of cruises. So one keystone that you should know about is that these ships hold a limited number of passengers due to any conservation or other restrictions that are in place in their destinations to protect that region and its wildlife from over-tourism. Another keystone you should be aware of is that expedition cruising is the extensive use of Zodiac inflatable craft instead of a conventional tender. So not only does this require you to be a little more agile in transferring to and from the ship, but often the destination is a beach or a rocky shoreline and it lacks a pier. So you'll have to do what's called wet landings, which is having to jump over the side of that Zodiac and wade in the water to get to shore. So if you think expedition cruising is something you'd like to try, you may be wondering what the best regions are. So here's a quick little primer. So where can you go? You can think Alaska, the Amazon, which you can combine, by the way, with a trip to Machu Picchu. Of course, the Arctic polar regions, both the Arctic Circle and Antarctica. British Columbia and the Pacific Northwest also offers expedition cruises. Costa Rica and Panama. Of course, the standard, the Galapagos Islands, the Sea of Cortez, and there's even expedition cruises to the South Pacific. Now, I could easily go on here. So if you'd like more information on expedition cruising, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'll be glad to help you find the right one that's for you. So there's so many to choose from, so many destinations. Find out, look on the internet, get an idea, find out. But if you're not that nature person and wanting to know more about animal life and plant life, not for you. If you're looking for lazy days on the beach and stuff like that, expedition cruises are not for you.
Hello, this is Amy with Make Amazing Memories Travel, and I am going to talk about Lefse. So there's a interesting history behind Lefse. It actually started way back with the Norwegian Vikings. Today's Lefse is made with potatoes and flour. The Vikings and the early Norwegians only used flour because they didn't have potatoes available at the time. Lefse was originally started to use throughout the winter because it could be stored, and they would dry it then they would moisten it when they were ready to use it. But Lefse can be used to make things such as to use kind of like a sandwich or a tortilla. And the modern day Lefse is made usually with potatoes and flour. It's a traditional flatbread for the Norwegian Americans to have around Thanksgiving and Christmas. Lefse is so popular in Norway that you can get it at gas stations. So it's a kind of a year-round thing in Norway.
Wow. You eat the gas station kind?
I like gas station sushi, right?
Right. That's exactly what I'm thinking. It's like kind of questionable, but wow.
Right. But I think it'll be safe. So they can get it on a ferry, a gas station, many restaurants, stores.
Wow.
So very popular in Norway, and different parts of Norway they eat it differently. Like some places it's more of a sweet, others savory. So I know in the United States we usually have it with butter and sugar or brown sugar. So it's more of a dessert kind of Lefse. But some people eat it with lutefisk or smoked salmon, cream cheese.
Oh, wow.
So a variety of ways. Of course, as Lael said, with the pasta, it's best to have it fresh. So Lefse is the same way. And if you want to make your own, it's very doable. It's kind of a process that you want to start the day before because your potatoes need to cool overnight. And the best tool to have if you're going to make it with potatoes is a potato ricer. So you put your potatoes in there.
Wow.
And it comes out these little holes.
We all need more tools in our kitchens.
Yeah. And they suggest that you do it twice to have it so there's no lumps in your Lefse.
Oh, cool.
Hey.
So that's the only tool I have to make Lefse, but there's many other tools available, like a actual grill for Lefse. There's the traditional aluminum one, and then the more modern non-stick You can also get a pastry board with a cover so you can get the exact size round of lefse that you want. Rolling pins with covers, a lefse stick for flipping the lefse over, and even a little, they call it a lefse cozy, so you can keep it warm while you're cooking the other ones. One of the big tricks for lefse is to keep the dough cool, because once it gets warm, it's hard to work with and roll out. So a lot of people keep it in the refrigerator and just work on one ball at a time. So there are a number of recipes out there. They're all pretty similar. They have potatoes, heavy cream, butter, salt, and flour. So that's kind of the
simple. Okay.
Yeah, pretty simple. It's just time consuming, but it's a good family event. And of course, you can buy it in the United States at the store. You can have it shipped to you. So there's lots of ideas. There's actually a store called, or an online store called the lefsestore.com. They have recipes on there. They have lefse kits that you can buy, so you can get your nonstick griddle and everything else, along with pre-made lefse that you can just add liquid to and then make your own, or you can just have them send it straight to you. So
which I might do. Wow.
Actually, I did order 12 packs of lefse, and I'm going to be freezing some. So we'll have some for Thanksgiving, some for Christmas, some for New Year.
Wow, that's great.
So versatile.
Hi, everyone. I'm Natalie from Voice Party Travel. I'm very excited to talk about cruising for families today. This was actually a topic I was particularly looking forward to sharing with you, as cruising is an amazing option for all different types of families. My family has done many cruises together, from traveling as a couple to a multi-generational trip to celebrate 50 years of marriage. My whole family went on a cruise to celebrate my parents' 50th. There really is something for every type of family. And I'm going to discuss both ocean and river cruising today. Okay, set the scene. Imagine working with a travel advisor to find the perfect cruise line and itinerary for your family and your budget. You can travel for 3 days, 10 days, cruise close from home, or travel far to depart on your cruise. Your advisor can help you understand what is important to you in a cruise vacation, the ports and the excursions that'll make your trip memorable. So let's also think about what kinds of things make cruising so family friendly. And my colleagues here have chatted about a lot of these things already, but I'm going to dig in a little more because family travel is one of my specialties. So what makes it so family friendly? Is it the kids clubs that offer amazing activities and supervision for children while parents can get adult time? Is it the teen clubs where no parents are allowed? Is it your dinner server who cuts up your child's dinner so you can start eating right away and not have a cold meal? Yeah, that was my favorite surprise on my first the first Disney cruise we took my kids on. So each cruise line has different options for kids clubs, childcare, and it's important to work with the travel advisor to really find the best one for your family. Some allow 2-year-olds, some don't. Some have in-room babysitting available, and others do not. So a travel advisor can suss out all those different details for you. There are also rules about how far along in a pregnancy you can cruise. So make sure you share that detail with your advisor. When people think about activities on ocean cruise ships, often shuffleboard and gambling come to mind. I grew up watching The Love Boat, so I always think shuffleboard. Everyone on cruises was doing shuffleboard. So before I ever cruised, that's what I thought the extent of activities were. Pools and shuffleboard. While you can find that on many cruise ships, there's so much more to do. So what are some favorite activities on an ocean cruise for kids of all ages? So sometimes the biggest kids are the adults. Let's be frank. So, so how about checking out ocean views while you speed along on a racetrack on some Norwegian cruise ships, or simulating skydiving on Royal Caribbean, zip lining, surfing, roller skating as well. On a Disney cruise, there are fireworks at sea, a water coaster, and the Midship Detective Agency, where families can work together to solve mysteries all over the ship. There may be themed cruises like a Star Wars cruise. Many of these activities are included right in the price of your cruise fare. Some aren't, but many are. Of course, there's pools, splash areas, water slides to enjoy in warm weather climates, sometimes even in cooler weather climates if it's inside. Many cruise lines have a lineup of incredible shows and also have a private island to stop at during the cruise that offer even more activities and gorgeous beaches as well. When choosing a cruise, it isn't only the activities that are important to a family, of course. The type of stateroom, the location on the ship. For example, did you know that there's some areas of the ship that are better if you get motion sickness or worse? That's also really important. Yeah,
That's right.
For example, Disney Cruise Line offers tubs in most staterooms, which can be very important to families with babies and toddlers. I'll often recommend connecting staterooms to families, as it's a great option for space, and families love having 2 bathrooms, especially like as your kids, I have teenagers, and as your kids get older, they need their own space, and you need your space from them
I
as
don't
well.
want to share with mine.
Yeah, exactly. So I wanted to chat a little bit about river cruising next, just briefly. River cruising has a reputation for being for a much older clientele, but that has really started to change over the years. Yeah. There are cruise lines that offer sailings that have themed family cruising. Adventures by Disney has partnered with AMA Waterways to offer family-centered river cruising on the Danube, Seine, and Rhine rivers, for example. Adventure guides cater to the entire family, and excursions are included in the fare, which is incredible. Families can visit a working apricot farm or visit the beautiful Mirabel Gardens and other sites made famous from the movie The Sound of Music, for example, in Austria.
That's right.
And our next concert will be by Lael.
That's right.
Or how about a private Oktoberfest celebration where costume local entertainers show you the music, folk dancing, beer, which I love, and pretzels, also love, and more, that have made this a yearly event all across the world. Talk and Uniworld offer fantastic river cruising options for families as well. All right, let's talk food now. Cruising offers incredible options and a lot of it, of different kinds of food. And my colleagues have chatted about some of those differences. Some cruise lines have food specific to the region where it's sailing. I think this is an amazing opportunity for children to try new cuisines. And I have found my own children, but seeing other children as well on vacation, kids sometimes are more willing to try new things when they're on vacation. So the beautiful thing is if they don't like it, you just get something else. It's all included in your fare. So your server will bring you something else.
Good tip.
Yep. If you have a fussy eater, they will bring you buttered pasta or chicken fingers.
Right.
But it really is.
The peer pressure of other kids will
yes, for sure.
Try things.
For sure. But it's a really great time to expand their palates. So if anyone in your family has food allergies, dietary restrictions, cruises are exceptionally good about making arrangements. Your travel advisor will ask you for that information ahead of time and will make sure the cruise line is aware. The other thing is cruising is a great time to let your kids spread their wings a little bit and experience a bit more freedom. It's important to set expectations for behavior and safety ahead of time, of course, but tween and teens can utilize the clubs independently. Kids love to go by themselves up to the pool deck and get the soft serve ice cream or play video games with their friends that they met in the teen club. One suggestion I offer to clients is to split up during the day but plan and to make it an expectation to have dinner together every night. It's a great way to not get too sick of each other. So you all do your own thing, especially like on a multi-generational trip. Everyone wants to do different things. So during the day, you do your own thing, and then make dinner a really special time every day to come back together as a family. So not every activity or excursion needs to be together, and families may enjoy those things, being able to do separately.
My name is Sheila Randolph with Fundraiser Travel. We're always asked, why should I use a travel agent? So we decided to use this month, our premiere episode, to talk about that. One of the things that is important in your vacation is where to stay, whether it is a resort, a hotel, or a cruise, or something else. You want to make sure it is what you want for your vacation. If you're looking for a beach vacation, there is a big difference between ocean view, oceanfront, and beachfront, and knowing the difference is important. Something else that's important is where your resort is located on the beach. When I think about two popular resorts in Aruba, the Divi Divi and the Tamarin, they're both great resorts, both located on the beach, but the Divi has a better beachfront location than the Tamarin. When picking the right resort, you want to keep in mind what you are looking for. Do you want a resort with a lot of nightlife, with a lot going on, or would you prefer a small boutique resort, quiet and more intimate for your needs? Is a fitness center, restaurant, room service, concierge, is that important to you? When you are researching and looking at reviews, they're from someone else's perspective. So their 5-star resort may not be your 5-star resort. And when you're reading descriptions of hotels, they are from the perspective of the owners, so they're always going to be perfect. We are travel advisors, and as travel advisors, we work for you. We get to know you so we can make the right recommendations for your perfect vacation and make sure it is exactly what you want.
I'm going to be talking about the extraordinary diversity and the glorious possible destinations of Mexico. Mexico holds something for every kind of traveler. Travel advisors such as we are can enable you to get the most out of your vacation dollars. Not only do we have the expertise and personal experience with the area, but we also have boots on the ground contacts to make sure you have access to the best experiences. We know the dates for the incredible festivals and can give you private access to special encounters. Hay más tiempo que vida. There is more time than life, is a statement that most Mexicans live by. There are so many celebrations. For music aficionados, the spectacular Son Yaroko, which mixes contemporary music with religion, is not to be missed. Of course, good travel advisors will know the best fiestas for you. There's even a national donkey festival in May that attracts over 50,000 people.
Oh my goodness.
But if crowds aren't your thing, imagine floating on a beautifully decorated hot air balloon as the sun rises over ancient Mayan ruins. Perhaps you remember the great Olmec colossal head or the Aztec sunstone from your high school history books. Travel advisors can arrange for a private after-hours visit to the Museo Nacional de Antropología, where they are on display. Wouldn't it be nice to get to see them without the press of the crowds? Our contacts continually vet the local guides so you can be led by someone who not only knows the subjects about which they speak, but can communicate about why they are important and exciting. We can help you participate in the Semana Santa trek during Holy Week. That is this fascinating blend of local and Catholic traditions. Travel advisors can take you on a hacienda hopping trips where you and your travel companions can stay at luxurious private residences with all the amenities of hotels, including private chefs. For those who wish to travel in style, we can help you with privately chartered planes and yachts with staff who anticipates your every whim. But if you wish to join others, we know the best large and small group tours and can make sure you get the vacation experience you want. Perhaps you're interested in an adventure vacation complete with glamping. The Copper Canyon is known for spectacular natural wonders. You would have a chance to ride the famous Chihuahua al Pacifico train and explore the remote Tarahumara villages and rancheras. You could immerse in local culture and might even participate in the celebration of the ancestral ball race. If you feel you've done Mexico, maybe a journey through Chiapas is in order. In addition to the towering rock walls of the Smudera Canyon, you might enjoy the magical waterfall of the Misol High. While there, relax in the hospitality of the indigenous villages of San Juan Chamula and Zinacantan. Mexico tends to be easy to get to for those who live in the contiguous United States. Therefore, it is a great place to consider for team building. We'll strap your group in as they get behind the wheel during open Baja car racing, or teach them to surf at the charming fishing and artist village of Todos Santos. Of course, as Natalie stated, travel advisors are up to date on the best restaurants and can even open the doors to private restaurant and home experiences. The cuisine of Mexico is officially named a World Cultural Heritage. So how does a culinary tour of Oaxaca sound? In addition to expertly guided cooking classes with internationally renowned chefs, you will have the opportunity to perhaps enjoy a radish festival or one of the colorful 26 Fiesta of candles. While there, you will also sample regional delicacies of hot chocolate and, if you wish, grasshopper. Because Mexico is so close, diversity and beauty is often taken for granted. But there are 68 indigenous languages spoken, and Mexico City has the second largest numbers of museums in the world. It would take a lifetime to visit it all. Did you know that Mexico is the home to the world's largest pyramid? The Pyramid of Cholula, which is right behind me, is bigger than the one at Giza. However, it's hidden by the church that was built by the Spanish conquistadors. The country is a great place for a family vacation. What aspiring young astronomer wouldn't find it incredibly cool to see the crater where the meteorite that wiped out the dinosaurs 65 million years ago landed? With so much to do, you may be concerned that you won't have enough stamina. There too, good travel advisors can assist. We help our clients with their timing. So when you get home, you will have a wealth of positive memories to share.
Yes.
Remember, the internet is for looking. A travel advisor is for booking. Lael Hazan, Gracious Getaways.
Thanks so much for being with us this month. While you're here, please don't forget to subscribe using the button below, and make sure to click on the bell so that you'll be notified when we post new content. Watch all the way through to the end of this video to get our contact information. See you next month.